Hello! Welcome to our channel. It's been proven that the average person forgets half of what they learn within just 1 hour. But if you use the 10 secrets shared in this video, then you can not only memorize things faster, but also remember them for years to come. And it all starts with understanding how memory works. In this video, we will explore how the brain processes new information and then memorize it. In the first step, the brain receives information through our senses. Then it gets filtered by our attention. So if you're bored or not paying attention, you will not be able to memorize much. After filtering, the brain processes the information and sends it to the hippocampus for storage. The hippocampus uses the frontal lobe to retrieve the information and then sends it to the rest of the brain. So memorization is really about taking information from the hippocampus and putting it into long-term memory. This process involves 3 steps: encoding, storage, and retrieval. Now let's look at the 10 secrets that can help you memorize things quickly and easily. Number 1, understand before memorizing. Our brains are wired to remember stories better than isolated facts. That's because stories activate our imagination and make us feel more connected to the information. For example, when you read a book, your brain creates mental images of the characters and the setting. This helps you to remember the story better because your brain sees it as more meaningful. One way to make memorizing easier is to understand the bigger picture first and then memorize the details. So take some time to reflect on how the new information fits into the overall context. This will help you to see the connections between ideas and make the information more meaningful. This approach is very effective for memorizing large amounts of information, such as chapters in a textbook. By understanding the big picture first, you'll be able to see how each detail fits in, and this will make it easier to remember. Number 2, focus on important information. We can't remember every single detail that we come across. There is simply too much information out there. Our brain has evolved to filter out what is unimportant and focus on what is important. To make memorization easier, try to focus on the most important information. Look for clues in the material that will tell you what is important. For example, if you're reading a book, look for headings and subheadings. These will give you a structure to follow and help you to focus on the key points. If you're listening to someone speak, make eye contact and body language. These will give you clues as to what the speaker considers important. By focusing on the most important information, you'll be able to remember it better and not get bogged down in the details. Number 3, use active recall. Active recall is a learning technique that can help you to remember information more efficiently. Instead of rereading your notes over and over again, which is called passive recall, active recall involves actively trying to remember information. This can be done through various methods, such as asking yourself questions about the material, closing your eyes and trying to visualize what you read, or even teaching the material to someone else. When you use active recall, you are forcing your brain to retrieve the information from memory. This helps to strengthen the connection between your brain and the information, making it more likely that you will remember it in the future. Additionally, active recall helps you to identify gaps in your knowledge. When you're actively trying to recall information and you can't remember something, it means that you need to spend more time on that topic. 4, spaced repetition. Spaced repetition is a learning technique that involves intentionally spacing out your study sessions. Instead of cramming for an exam, spaced repetition involves breaking up the study material into smaller chunks and then studying those chunks over a period of time. This technique allows you to take advantage of the forgetting curve, which is the tendency of the brain to forget information over time. By spacing out your study sessions, you're able to take advantage of the forgetting curve. This technique is especially useful for long-term retention of information. Number 5, interleaved practice. Interleaved learning is a learning technique that involves mixing different topics or skills during study sessions, rather than just focusing on one topic at a time. For example, instead of spending a whole day studying math, a whole day studying English, and a whole day studying geography, interleaved learning would involve mixing these topics together during study sessions. This technique can help learners to retain information by forcing them to actively retrieve information from memory more frequently rather than relying on recent context. Interleaved learning has been shown to be effective in a variety of different contexts, including memorizing words in a foreign language, memorizing facts for an exam, and learning new skills such as playing an instrument. Number 6, chunking. Chunking is a technique that can be used to memorize large amounts of information by breaking it down into smaller, more manageable units. This can be very helpful for memorizing things like phone numbers, addresses, or long lists of information. To chunk information, you basically take a large piece of information and break it down into smaller pieces. For example, a phone number can be broken down into 3 chunks, each consisting of 3 numbers. Once you have chunked the information, you can use other memory techniques to memorize each chunk. Number 7, mind mapping. Mind mapping is a technique that can be used to organize and memorize information. It involves creating a diagram that connects ideas and concepts in a visually appealing way. To create a mind map, start with a central idea or concept and then branch out to related ideas and concepts. You can use colors, images, and keywords to help you remember the information. Mind mapping is a very versatile technique that can be used to memorize information for a variety of purposes. It is often used by students to study for exams, but it can also be used by professionals in fields such as business and marketing. Number 8, mnemonics. Mnemonics are devices that can be used to help you remember information. They come in a variety of forms, including acronyms, acrostics, and rhymes. For example, the mnemonic device HOMES is used to remember the Great Lakes. Here, H stands for Huron, O for Ontario, M for Michigan, E for Erie, and S for Superior. Acronyms are another type of mnemonic device. An acronym is a word that is formed from the first letters of a phrase. For example, NATO is an acronym for North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Mnemonics can be very helpful when memorizing information that is difficult to remember. Number 9, association. Association is a basic memory technique that involves connecting new information to information that you already know. This can be done through various methods such as visualization, where you create a mental image that connects the new information to something you already know. Another method is through storytelling, where you create a story that incorporates the new information. Association can be very effective for memorizing information that is not easily remembered. By connecting new information to information that you already know, you're able to create meaningful connections that make it easier to remember. Number 10, visualization. Visualization is a technique that can be used to help you memorize information by creating mental images that represent the information. This can be done through various methods, such as creating a scene in your mind that includes the information you want to remember, or by forming a mental image that symbolizes the information. Visualization can be very effective for memorizing information because it engages the visual system, which is a powerful way to encode memories. By creating vivid and memorable images, you can make it easier to recall the information in the future. These are 10 secrets that can help you to memorize things faster than others. By understanding how memory works and using the tips shared in this video, you can improve your ability to memorize things quickly and easily. So put these tips into practice and see how much of a difference it makes in your ability to memorize things. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Also, subscribe to our channel to get notified when we upload similar videos in the future.